Little did I know. From Shadows to Light, my story.
Chapter 1. From Shadows to First Light. Born into chaos and love in Cahos, David, the youngest of the Liddle triplets, learns early that memory, shame, class, faith, music, and masculinity will tug him in different directions. Yet the pull toward gentleness and purpose keeps showing through.
Lows, Ballgames, and broken noses. My older brother Jimmy was in his junior year of high school during our move, and he became something of a bully toward me in that transition. I don't know exactly why, maybe the stress of the move, maybe the pressure he felt to keep up appearances and be Mr. Wonderful to the outside world. Probably both. What I do know is that my other brother, Bill, was no longer around to protect me, and without that buffer, Jimmy's mood landed squarely on me. Jimmy, it's hard to reconcile the different sides of him I experienced back then. The dissonance still echoes. One moment, Jimmy would go out of his way to humiliate me physically, emotionally, relentlessly. The next, he'd be protective, even affectionate, like the older brother I wanted him to be. Those shifts were confusing. They made it hard to know where I stood with him. I remember one moment vividly. I'd been given an old relic of a bicycle, sky blue, with a wide granny seat straight out of the 1950s. One afternoon, I was riding it to the park when a kid named Richie Seabass started picking on me. I didn't know why. Maybe because I looked like an easy target. Richie was a couple of years younger than me, but outweighed me by plenty. He was slow, often the butt of other kids' jokes, so maybe he was trying to flip the script for once. He refused to give back my Nerf football when I said it was time for me to head home. Then he picked up my bike, lifted it clear off the ground, and slammed it down onto the basketball court. He shoved me a few times, and seeing no point in trying to fight, I turned and ran. Our house wasn't far from the park, just up the street. But as I was making my escape, Richie chased me down, tackled me in someone's yard, and shoved a handful of dirt into my mouth. I could barely breathe, but then I heard Jimmy's voice shouting, "Hey, stop it! Stop it!" Richie heard him too and scrambled up, bolting toward his chrome Mongoose BMX bike, and started pedaling home. I kept running, tears already streaming, until I got inside. What happened next, I didn't see firsthand, but I heard the story soon after. Jimmy chased Richie to his house and confronted him in the front yard. That's when Richie's dad came outside. Words were exchanged. Jimmy told him to keep his son away from me. The man responded by telling Jimmy to get off his property, and then punched him square in the nose, breaking it. Jimmy came home bloody and furious. Mom called the police.
On another occasion that same year, I was playing a pickup game of baseball with the gang, and I was behind the plate, catching, without any protective gear. Jimmy Welcome was pitching, and his brother Joey was at bat. Swing and a miss. I returned the ball to the pitcher. On the next pitch, Joe swung the bat, connecting, and threw the bat behind him. The bat caught me in the right temple, knocking me out for a short time, maybe a minute, 2 at most. I was bleeding from the temple, and I came to hearing the fellas yelling, "Jimmy, your brother's been hurt!" Apparently, my brother Jim was cutting through the ball field, headed to his girlfriend Lisa's home, just as the accident happened. Fortunately for me and Jim, my grandmother's home was just an 1/8 of a mile away. Jim picked me up in his arms and briskly carried me to Nana's home. She covered my head with a hand towel, took me to her car, and drove me to the emergency room, less than a half a mile away. My point being that Jimmy was there just in time, and wasted no time or energy getting me to help. That was my second traumatic brain injury, the first being when I was wrestling with Andy Britt. That was one version of Jimmy, the defender, the avenger, the impromptu hero. But there was another version I saw more often, the one who delivered titty twisters, Indian rope burns, and pink bellies without warning. He'd mock me with, "Who pulls Charlie's wagon?" and leave bruises that weren't always visible. But then, other days, he'd take me outside to shoot hoops or play catch. Once, he even brought me over to his girlfriend Lisa's house. In those moments, I felt like I was mattering to him. Looking back, I can't say which side of him was more real. Maybe both were, maybe neither. As for Bill, he came back from Germany after his discharge from the army and moved in with us for a brief time. That didn't last long. Not long after he settled in, Mom discovered marijuana in his bedroom along with a stack of smut magazines. That was enough for her. "Here's $50, she reportedly told him. "You should probably head south where it's warmer." That's how she described it to me later. Billy's version, similarly, with a lot more colorful language.
Thank you for spending this time with me, the Pussycat Wizard. These moments we share, whether in shadows or in light, are threads in a much larger story, one I'm honored to tell with you beside me. As always, the journey continues. The next chapter subsection is waiting, and I'd be honored if you'd walk with me a little further down this road. Until then, keep the wonder alive, and I'll see you in the next episode of Little Did I Know.
If it's a moment you're after, let's give this a shot. 3 quick breaths in through the nose, believe it or not. It will render you happy in the sunshine of the day. I love living in Bisbee and no, I am not gay. The flowers do smell so wonderful in spring. I sit on my porch, a throne for a king. My libido is for magic, man or woman, it's not. So celibacy, I'm after magic mushrooms and pot. It's my life, I've chosen, like it or not. Bullfrogs and butterflies, Aunt Ruth, she had wrote, if music's like living, then I love every note. Bullfrogs and butterflies and plenty of pot. In the streets of Cohoes, where I call my home, with Sharon, Debbie, Doreen, James, and William, we all roam. From the block to the park, we never walked alone. Through thick and thin, siblings forever tightly sewn. Playing ball in the playground under the summer sun, running through the alleys, feeling free and young where the Hudson River flows. We found our fun. Cohoes, the small town where childhood begun. I sit on my porch, a throne for a king. My libido is for magic, man or woman, it's not. So celibacy, I'm after magic mushrooms and pot. It's my life, I have chosen, like it or not. Bullfrogs and butterflies, and Ruth, she had wrote, like living, then I